in a car, it's now 2. So it's not a huge number, but I think the caliber of what I have been racing and being a learning driver with, I've had a few years of experience now, but not a lot of experience. I think that's not a bad thing.
Yeah. What's your biggest win so far, if you had to pick?
It would actually be this year when I won race 3 at the Australian Grand Prix and Porsche Pro Cup. It was my debut round in the series. I stepped up from the junior category we have in Australia called Michelin Sprint Challenge, and then I actually qualified on the front row, and then to come through and actually get the win at the end of the weekend was amazing.
Yeah, that's impressive, man. Have you ever raced in Victoria, South Australia, or are there any racetracks in the outback, or are they mostly concentrated on the shores?
It's really, most of them are concentrated on the shores, but even if you look at, we have nothing smack bang in the middle of Australia, but like probably our furthest inland would actually be either that I've done Bathurst, or it'll either be Bathurst or the Bend Motorsport Park, which are 2 of our very main circuits in Australia, and they're both probably about 3 hours drive inland. Most of our stuff is coastal based because that's where all the civilization is.
Yeah, I did read that most of the civilization of Australia are concentrated in the shores rather than inland. I've heard that. Yeah. So, how many trophies do you have so far, winner-wise?
Winner-wise, so if you count karting trophies in there,
I do, yeah.
To be fair, I would have no idea. I think I went through maybe 2 years ago and actually had to do a clean out of the big trophy shelf to try and create some more room and space in there. So I've got maybe 150 trophies.
Wow. So you were a good kart driver, weren't you?
I was. I think I won one Australian championship. I won 7 state championships. I think I finished 6th in the world in the Rock Cup World one year. I think that was pretty good.
For sure. Have you ever had a perfect race where you win all the practices and the pole and dominate the race and win, or even lead all laps of the race?
I've done that a fair few times, especially here in Australia.
How does that feel, having a perfect race like that?
It's probably not stressful, but more stressful doing that than being a contender, because you are the guy to beat. You've got to make sure you're at the top of your game to stay there all weekend.
Sort of reminds me of what Al Unser said when he flat out spanked the field at Indianapolis. He did an article before he died where he said that in 1970, when he spanked the field, how he had pressure, but in a more intense way compared to the next year, because he knew that they could win that year and that was their year, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, I understand what you mean by that. So, what's your favorite track in Queensland so far, between Gold Coast or other tracks you know?